Unlike my husband, I never get tired of chicken. Add some spice and some veggies to the mix and hey, I'm your girl. In today's video, we are talking spicy chicken and all for 500 calories. So what I did on my way home, because maybe some of you do this on your way home, is I picked up a spicy chicken dinner from McDonald's. And I've got this spicy McChicken, crispy spicy McChicken. And this little baby is 510 calories and it's 24 grams of fat. 3.5 of them are saturated and you've got 21 grams of protein. But does that just look like a great dinner? I don't know. So I thought for 500 calories, can I do a lot better than that for a spicy chicken dinner? You bet I can. Today, we are gonna make harissa chicken on a puree of pumpkin. I'm gonna add some veggies, some goat cheese, some spiced chickpeas, and you are gonna be amazed. So let's get cooking. Harissa spice is something that maybe some of you don't know about, and it's originally from Africa, from Tunisia actually, and it is amazing. It is kind of a smoky chili sauce, marinade, dip, and it is delicious in so many different things. I've also bought it already in a dried format. Today I've got this sauce marinade kind of thing, and this dish is actually a takeoff from a restaurant we used to go to called Milestones, and they made this harissa chicken, and I thought that I could make it much, much better. Slice the chicken breast in half horizontally, giving you 2 thinner pieces to work with. This adds a visual volume boost to your meal, cuts down on cooking time, and allows us to layer the finished product. Spread your harissa paste or spice rub generously over both sides of the chicken, and we're ready to go. So the real stars of this meal is obviously the harissa for sure, because that is definitely the flavor profile. The other thing is goat cheese. And you know, goat cheese adds so much flavor. If you don't like goat cheese, you can certainly use feta or you can skip the cheese, but I really wouldn't do that. And then the rest is really up to you. I just kind of Googled a bunch of vegetables and looked at their calorie content, and you could do that for yourself if you like other things than what I've put in today. So for example, today I'm going to be using some green beans and some grape tomatoes. I've already sliced a little bit of eggplant, which I've salted to try to take some of the moisture out. And I've got some red pepper, which I've sliced fine. And what I'm gonna do with that is I'm just gonna pop all of that into the air fryer. I'm gonna give it a quick spray with oil and a little bit of salt and pepper. We don't need to overdo the spice on other things because the harissa really is the star of the show. When I had this in the restaurant, they put this on a bed of buttery couscous. So we're not gonna do that. But I do like to have it on a base. And what I wanna use is a pumpkin puree. This one from the tin, no salt, no sugar, nothing. This is just pumpkin. And this is really great because it is a little bit of a sweeter vegetable tasting. And with the harissa, that's a nice contrast. I'm going to put this onto the pan with a dash of broth, a little bit of garlic and onion. And I'm going to be using that as the nice base when I'm ready to nestle my chicken and my veggies on top of that for super, super low calories. If you don't have this and you have some leftover butternut squash or an acorn squash or something like that, anything like that will do. Use your imagination. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of broth, whatever broth you have, and just let that cook a little bit. I only have 1 garlic clove and about a teaspoon or so of onion. I'm gonna let that heat up and I'm gonna add my pumpkin puree to that, and that's gonna be the base of our meal. Something that really kicks up recipes a notch is when you get to add different textures of foods. And something that I love to do is roast my chickpeas with a little bit of spice. This really adds a nice crunch and you start feeling like, wow, what is it that I'm eating? This is so delicious. So this is a quick little aside because you can have this already done. They don't last forever, but really great for 2 or 3 days. They'll stay nice and crispy. Wonderful on top of salads, in soup, on a sandwich, whatever. So these are the crispy chickpeas. What I'm going to do is 1 tin, and we're going to rinse those out. Okay, this is very important. After you wash the chickpeas, and you know how sometimes they like foam and you think there's a bath bomb in them. So make sure all the foam and everything is gone. You've got just the chickpeas and you have to dry them. That's very, very important. Pick out the little skins. See how there's some of these extra skins here? We don't really need all those. So we get rid of those, and you need to dry the chickpeas because if you want them crispy, these have to be dry. So just use a clean tea towel. Dry them up. Now you can also use any spice that you like. I like cumin, coriander, and garlic. Today I'm going to use sumac, some smoked paprika, and a little bit of garlic with some salt and pepper. And all you do is you put a couple of sprays of oil, we'll put the spice on top, toss it around, and you put them in a 350-degree oven. You have to check them about every 15 to 20 minutes. Probably it's going to take about 45 to 50 minutes all together. So I've got about a half a teaspoon of the smoked paprika. I'm going to use about a half a teaspoon of garlic and maybe a couple teaspoons of the sumac. This has a nice kind of citrusy, in a way, flavor. It's very nice. Mix that all up. Add a little bit of salt. Pepper if you like. Quick spray of oil. You don't need to saturate it all in olive oil. You don't need a pile. Just a little spray is just fine. Put it on a parchment paper lined pan and pop that into the oven and keep an eye on it. And just like the magic of YouTube, there, it's already done. So I've decided I'm going to use my air fryer for the veggies. And you don't have to use an air fryer. You can just use anything. The stove, you can microwave them, you can do whatever. But we're just going to do these. And very, very simple. Again, the Harissa is the star of the show. So we're really just going to salt and pepper these and a quick spray of oil. And that will be all. I've got my garlic and my onion. I'm just going to add my pumpkin puree. I don't want it too watery, but I just want it to be a nice puree at the bottom. And I'm going to add just a dash of salt and some pepper. And you just want to get the consistency. That's really the key. You've got a grill pan. Make that nice and hot. So as a little garnish that I'm going to drizzle on the top, I'm just going to take about a tablespoon of 0% Greek yogurt, a dash of cumin, and squeeze of half a lime, and that's going to be my drizzle. So I'm just going to pop my veggies into the air fryer. I've got it on 350. Shouldn't take more than probably about 5 or 6 minutes. My chicken is looking done. My puree is done. All we need to do is assemble. Okay, and our veggies are ready. All right, let's assemble everything. Starting with our pumpkin puree. So this is kind of instead of mashed potatoes or something, guys. Smells good. Added a touch of cinnamon at the end there. Now we're going to put our first piece of chicken on top. We're going to put some goat cheese in there. I've got all the amounts that I've used here, and I'll put all of the macros on the screen. We'll add a few chickpeas, maybe a bit of cilantro. So we've got our first layer of chicken down. We've added some goat cheese, a few sprinkles of our chickpeas, had a little bit of cilantro. Now we'll put the second layer on top. And then we're going to surround it with our veggies. So I've got my eggplant. I've got lots of fresh green beans. Some nice red pepper. And some now oven roasted tomato. We're going to top again now with our goat cheese. Beautiful. Got my little yogurt glaze. Okay, we'll just finish off with those just 15 grams of the roasted chickpeas, and what a difference they're going to make. And just going to finish off with a little bit more cilantro. Hope you like cilantro. And some lime, if you'd like to put that on top. And voila! Here we go. Spicy harissa chicken, pumpkin puree, lots of nice roasted veggies. Now this is a meal in the same 500 calorie range as that little McDonald's McChicken, spicy McChicken. So if you only have 500 calories to spend, where are you going to spend it? On this or on this? Let's dig in. That is so good. I've added a lot of my favorites here with the eggplant and the red peppers and the green beans. Maybe you like asparagus and zucchini or other things. Make it your own, but make it. It's so easy, it's so delicious, and really, thanks so much for hanging out and cooking with me today. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.